Hi, everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live, all about life. I'm Raj Gavrola, and we've been discussing this week, if you were on the other two sessions on Tuesday, mindset. And it's part of my forward performance pyramid or winning mental pyramid. And at the top of the pyramid is the relationship between your intrinsic motivation and inspiration. Next is attitude. And then underneath that is mindset. So if I asked you, what is mindset? What would you say? How would you define it? The way that I define it is I define mindset as what you think and the way you think. And so first of all, whatever you're doing, if what you think is not valued, and what I mean by that is in your culture, in your environment, if it's not valued, and I have a criteria for what's valued. Valued means you can say what you think and you won't be reprimanded or you won't be put on a list of do not use this person or put in their mind on a list that says, well, this person's not cooperating or something of that nature. You're just simply stating what you think, and they should value it, the culture or environment you're in. And this could be in any culture or environment. Now, that doesn't mean to say that they're going to do what you say. You should probably know how the decision would be made or what's the criteria for that. A lot of people don't even know that. There's lots of different ways to determine how the decision would be made, whether it's going to be a group decision or one person has the authority, or it's going to be discussed and voted on, or however it's going to be done. So there's lots of ways to do that. But what I'm focusing on here with All About Life is really, really important for you in living life, right? We're all living life. What's so important here, and especially in life coaching, is that whatever you're involved with, whatever you are doing, you are wanting to make practical learning process breakthroughs. Let me say that again, practical learning process breakthroughs. And so if you're in a rut or you're struggling or it's just not exciting, enjoyable, or fun, then you know that something's not right. Okay, it's just not right. And if you feel like you need to be Hercules all the time, then something's not right. If you feel like you got to work 16 hours a day, every day, something's not right. You're not having fun. I can tell you that right now. Now, occasionally, sometimes things happen and you may need to do something like that. But the idea is that with the right mental tools, strategies, concepts, you can actually have those practical learning process breakthroughs. And practical just simply means that most of the time, if it's for work oriented, that you're going to be somehow compensated for it. And then if it's not, if it's family oriented or friends oriented or whatever it may be, it's still practical in the sense that in a learning process, because you don't want to keep repeating the same patterns you're always doing. That may be one of the reasons that you're struggling or stuck. So there's a learning process involved, and that learning process is going to take you away from thinking that you don't have the talent for that, or that's just something different for you, and therefore, or the killer is, oh, I don't like it. Now, I'm not saying you need to like everything, but it's just difficult for the first time through to really like something. I mean, a lot of times I try something or do something new, I might not like it that much probably because I'm not that good at it. But if I know the practical learning performance breakthroughs, then that's going to keep me engaged. That's going to keep me having staying power and wanting to participate and be involved. And so in All About Life, living life is exactly that. Is you want to participate and be involved, and you want to know what your practical learning process breakthroughs are. And they're going to be different for each person. Now, when I say learning process breakthroughs, each person's learning process breakthroughs, even though you may be trying to accomplish the same thing, are going to be different. Just because each of you has different triggers, different mental experiences, different skills, different traits, characteristics, etc. And that's where the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset comes in. And a book you can reference is by Dr. Carol Dweck called Mindset. And so a growth mindset's where we want to be, but to be in a growth mindset, we've got to realize that we need strategies, we need thinking tools, we need concepts in order for us to stay in that mindset. Because sometimes we transgress to a fixed mindset because it feels comfortable, it feels safe. I have never been able to do that. Oh yeah, I've never been good with decimals or something like that. And that's just not doing you the right breakthroughs, because if you were to apply yourself and get the right learning, the right whatever you needed, then you could go forward. Now today I learned, and I don't know if this is right because I haven't verified it, but I can take the person's word for it, that tacos originated in Mexico. And so I happened to go to a restaurant that was multicultural from the Caribbean. And so he said that in the Caribbean, they don't really eat tacos. They use flour tortillas and corn tortillas. So I took his word for it, and they do have some Mexican dishes, but they also have Venezuelan, Colombian, and some other places. And that's just very interesting to me to know, because I like hard shell tacos and they didn't have those. So I had to go with the flour. And I can eat those. I still like those. I'm not that picky about food at all. But I do like hard shell better, though. I like them more. And so that was just an opportunity for me to get a better understanding of food, right? Because usually I just eat food for nutritional value, and it's something obviously we need to do to live life. But just taking that opportunity to learn just a little bit starts to put connections in my mind now to where I can relate that, just like I'm using it now in my live video. I didn't know I was going to use it, but because of that experience and because of that learning, I did. So I'm just trying to give you the concept or the idea, or there are strategies, thinking tools, and concepts, and just what I call rational thinking that you can use in order to make your living life, or living life, just that much easier. Make it fun. And if you're in a competitive situation, make it win intelligent breakthrough and win intelligent fun breakthroughs. But see, it's those breakthroughs, which all of you've had some, but the reason that a lot of people aren't happy or they're not as successful as they want, etc., is because something's in their environment or their culture that's not allowing them to have input into what is practical learning process breakthroughs. And that's a very challenging environment, and there's a lot of environments like that. And obviously that's one of the things that I want to help people with, and that's what I do in my business, to help all types of people, individuals, teams, organizations, businesses, because I just think it's really, really important to do so. And it gets everyone more engaged and having a buy-in. And so I think that's very, very important. And in living life, that's where you really get the flavor of life, the sensations of life. So if you're not experiencing those, then this is what's needed. And so one of the things that we know is people say, you are what your thoughts are. Your thoughts are what you are, and all these platitudes. Well, I'm not much into platitudes, if you know me, because those are just repeated statements that they have some truth to them, but depending upon the context, etc. But really what they show is they show your unwillingness to go deeper into or learning more into the interconnectedness of what it is that you're trying to do, what those strategies, thinking tools are needed to make that practical learning process breakthrough. So what I would say to those platitudes is that, those are just those easy platitudes, just like someone who's wanting to accomplish something, a friend or a colleague or someone says, well, the reason you're not doing it is because you don't want to. Well, no, it's not the reason. I want to. That's not the reason at all. I want to be more successful in my business. I want to be this. I want to be that. So it's not that I don't want to. I mean, for you, because you're into platitudes, you think, oh, it's because you don't want to. No, that's just shows real lack of or dearth of really being able to be of service and help to someone. So my tip is, or what I'm recommending, is that when you're in those types of situations, to realize that you need to know intrusive thoughts. You don't know them. You don't know intrusive thoughts. So all these thoughts you have in your mind, you don't know those thoughts, okay? Just look at it that way. I'm going to make it really easy. What you do know is you know rational thinking. You know practical, intelligent, fun breakthroughs. Or you know practical. You know practical thinking. So what I'm saying is thinking is in there, not thoughts. Okay? So when you have those thoughts that are in line with what you're doing, you're really thinking then. You're having rational, practical thinking. When they're not aligned or you don't know where they're coming from, you don't know those intrusive thoughts. That will make a huge, huge, huge difference. Because you need to value your ability to think, your ability to rationally think, your ability to practical learning performance breakthroughs, your ability for practical winning intelligent fun breakthroughs. Know that. Okay? So I'm totally taking away the platitude of you are your thoughts. No, you're not. Know that your thoughts are your intrusive thoughts. The ones that are aligned with your thinking and what it is you're trying to do, which we call mindfulness, those are your thinking. Know that is your rational, practical thinking. So that's what I have for you today. Now, some people, if you want to know more about mindset and just some of the other explanations I did, go back and look at my videos from Tuesday. And of course, at 4 o'clock, I'll be talking about experiencing intelligent breakthroughs in your sports performance and life with mindset. And I do hope you have a meaningful trigger for this evening. I know I do. I'm doing nothing. In other words, I have an open evening. I think I'm just going to chill and relax and just talk with some people and just have some fun. Might make a couple of calls, I don't know. But it's not going to be anything to where I need to go and really be participating in something, that's for sure. Now, I did add a segment called the zone effect. And if you saw the videos on Tuesday, this is going to be a repeat, but here it goes. The zone effect is simply the zone, and a lot of people don't know what it is because I talk with them about it. And they're like, I don't know what the zone is. And so most athletes do, though, and I'm trying to bring it, or I want to bring it, a lot of people are, into the regular mainstream, into the workplace, into anything that you're doing, your family, your friends, etc. And so what that simply is when you're experiencing a performance success or breakthrough and everything is in slow motion. It's as if it's a sub-process in your thinking, which it is, and everything feels effortless. It's like you're playing a video game and you're just able to control you're just controlling everything, and you're just like sort of able to do things, just feeling effortlessly. And so obviously the more often you're in that zone, the better. And so in All About Life, living life, well, there's lots of areas that we don't recognize throughout the day that are the zone effect. And one way to look at it is like when you're doing something, like right now I'm drinking like this tea. Well, I can say, yeah, objectively I'm drinking tea. What's so great about that? Or I can look at this and think holiness. And holiness is more of a spiritual term, but it just is a little better than the word appreciate. Like, I appreciate my tea. I mean, sometimes I think appreciate doesn't quite do it it's not the right word. I think holiness is. Appreciate is more for in better used in a different situation. So you might want to try that and just think of the word holiness when you drink something or you're doing something with a thing. And so my zone effect was that I was driving and I looked up into the sky and I saw the map of the world. It was the most amazing thing. North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Eastern Europe, China, Japan, Australia. I was amazed, right there in the clouds. Then a few weeks later, I looked up at the clouds and the sunbeams were shining through the clouds. And they were coming through the clouds, and the dark cloud was on top, and then there were other clouds. And I literally saw a waterfall. It was the most amazing waterfall. I didn't have to go to Angel Falls in Venezuela. I didn't have to go to Niagara Falls. I saw this amazing waterfall. And you could see the water, the white water, and then you could see the little driplets, and you could see it collecting at the bottom, and then you could see the little pebbles around it. It's the most amazing thing, and I was looking at it right in the sky. So in living life, I want you to look for these moments, these zone effects in your life. You have them, but are you conscious of them? You know, you need to always be forwarding your consciousness, because as you do, that will actually give you this rest and this mental freedom and clear thinking, clairvoyance, lucid thinking, pellucid thinking, and take the stress and worry off and actually give you energy and give you a feeling of satisfaction, of fulfillment, of sensations. So that's what I have for you today. If something here resonates with you, you can give me a call at 864-569-2315, or you can email me at raj@rajgavrila.com. And of course, you can visit my website to learn more about what it is I do as far as in human performance and organizational breakthroughs, athletes' life and life breakthroughs, and then of course my speaking programs, whether it's keynotes, retreats, workshops, facilitations. So that's what I have for you today. For those of you at 4 o'clock, I'll see you at 4 o'clock.